Jai Hind, dear students and parents. So, welcome to the online classes of Sriram Public School. And as you all know, that we are going through a difficult situation right now because of COVID-19. And as per the instruction of the government, we had to shut down the school for a couple of days. But it doesn't matter. We'll go through with our online classes. So, this is economics class, and I'll be taking economics for the rest of the session. So let's take a quick look at the syllabus that we have got for economics. So we have got these 4 5 chapters, and then first one is titled development. Second one, sectors of the Indian economy. Third one, money and credit. Fourth one, globalization and the Indian economy. And the last one will be consumer rights, to be done as project work. So we'll do that later. No worries. So first chapter that we have got is development. And what are the points that we need to cover up in this theme is first one, what development promises? Different people, different goals. Second one is income and other goals. Third one, national development. Fourth one, how to compare different countries or states. Next, income and other criteria. Or the next one, public facilities. And lastly, we have sustainability of development. Sustainability means how long something can run, how long something can run or survive. It's called sustainability, and we also will have to discuss about that. So now let's take a look at the NCERT textbook PDF file of this chapter. Okay, so chapter 1, development. The idea of development or progress has always been with us. We have aspirations or desires about what we would like to and how we would like to live. Similarly, we have ideas about what a country should be like. What are the essential things that we require? Can life be better for all? How should people live together? Can there be more equality? Development involves thinking about these questions and about the ways in which we can work towards achieving these goals. This is a complex task, and in this chapter we shall make a beginning at understanding development. You'll learn more about these issues in depth in higher classes. Also, you will find answer to many of these questions not just in economics but also in your history course or political science course. This is because the way we live today is influenced by our past. We can't desire for change without being aware of this. In the same way, it is only through a democratical political process that these hopes and responsibilities can be achieved in real life. So, essentially, what the introduction is saying is that in order to understand this better, I mean the chapter better, we just don't need to read this chapter in proper manner, but we just need to go back, take a look at history, because that is how our future is affected. Your past, whatever you do in the past, it will decide the course of your future. Just like that, what has happened in our country or in our economy in the past decides our future, right? So let's see the first few lines what these mean. So the idea of development or progress. Okay, so everyone has tried to develop, or everyone has tried to progress themselves always, and we have been trying to do that from a long time. So similarly in these situations, now development can mean different thing to different people. For a rich person, development means something else, and for a poor person, development might mean something else. Let's say if we ask a poor person what would development be, then he might say, okay, for development, for us, development might be continuous electricity and regular water supply and proper sanitization facilities, proper school education, and proper hospital facilities in the village and all. But rich, if you ask the same question to a rich person, obviously the answer would be different, because a rich person has already got everything that a poor person desires. So here is how development can be different for different people. So that is why in this varied macro look at all the economic aspect of our Indian society, development is very different in real life as compared to what we just study. Okay, so that is why it is different for different people, and it is different for different states, different regions. Okay, so what development promises? Different people, different goals. Let us try to imagine what development or progress is likely to mean to different persons listed in the table, and what are their aspirations, what are their desires, what do they want. You will find some columns are partially filled, and try to complete the table. You can also add any other category of persons. So this is the thing that I talked about. What development means and what development is to different persons living in the same country. When I'm talking about development of India, I'm not just talking about a person living in the city. I'm also talking about the person living in the village area. So these are two different category of persons. Now you need to remember that. You have to remember clearly that development will be difficult to explain to two different people in the same manner, because their aspirations will be different. Development is the same. Developing is getting progress. Okay, getting something better is development. It's plain and simple. But different people will have different desires, different people will have different wants and needs. So that is why development will mean different to different people. Category of person, let's say landless rural laborers. Now when we talk about laborers who don't have land, who don't have steady income, source of income and all that, what might be development for them? More days of work and better wages. Local school is able to provide quality education for their children. There is no social discrimination, and two can be become they too can become leaders in the village. So development for these people, see, it's simple. For landless rural laborers is so that they get more days of work and better wages. That is all for them. They just want, if you go and ask that person will say, okay, I want steady source of income, more days. That means that I need a steady source of income and a little better income than what I'm getting right now. And also there should be proper quality education for our children in the society, and the society in which we are living should not discriminate us and other people. That's what they want. And also they can be leaders in the village. In a village how it operates. In the village also there's a system called Panchayati Raj system, right? And there's also different layers to that. So these people can also dream, or these people can also desire the participation, and they can also achieve something in that position, leadership. That is leaders in the village, meaning having something of power and responsibility. That stage or that state, having that state is development for these people. But for a person who is already a leader in the village, if you go and ask that person what is development for you, then what will he say? He will say that I've got all the things that the person just said. Whatever the landless laborer said, now the leader has got everything he wants. But if you ask the leader will have different thing to say. The leader might say, I want to become leader not in just the village but in the entire state. That is development for me. And also development for me is that we have better transportation system connecting to the city, better transportation system connecting to hospitals and schools and all that. That might be development. So as you can see, for two people living in the same place, in the same village also, development can mean differently. So people living from in a village and in a city, it's incomparable. Development will mean so many different things to them, so we can't even compare that. So now you can see that in the people living in the same place have different desires and different wants, and they have a different vision or different look at development. And let's talk about second one. Prosperous farmers from Punjab assured a high family income through higher support prices for their crops, and through hard working and cheap laborers they should be able to settle their children abroad. So now we are talking about different kind of citizens, the same country, same state. Okay, let's go with that first. Prosperous farmers from Punjab. Prosperous farmers means farmers who have land and who have been doing this since a long for a long period of time. For them, what development means? Development means high family income. Income should be high. How it can be higher? It can be higher through support prices higher for their crops, and through hard work and cheap laborers. So they just want high family income. The price they should pay for they should get for the crops that they produce should be high. They want that, and they need cheap laborers, and also they want to be able to settle their children abroad. That means they need their children to have the best education facilities and the best healthcare facilities available. So that is development for them. Now you can see that how it changed from different person to different person. So this is what we were talking about, the aspirations of different people into development of a single nation. India is home to multicultural people living in different states and different parts of the country, and we have so many varieties of people, from very poor, extremely poor, having nothing, to extremely rich people, one of the richest people around the world. Okay, so this will be a different task, not a difficult one though. It will be different but not a difficult one, because the meaning is clear. Development is prospering. Development is getting something better for you and your family. Development is increasing your status in where you live. You you need that while you for your stay in city, village, anywhere. You need an identification in the society or the place that you are living. So that is the common desire of a human being, right? So let's see the next one. What we have now. Okay, a girl expects as much freedom and opportunity as a brother, and he also shares in the household work. Okay, so if you ask a girl, what's development for you? The girl will say that, okay, development for me is freedom and opportunity to work or live freely as my brother. So for the girl, development is freedom. She wants as much freedom as her brother is getting. I want the same freedom and I want the same opportunity as my brother is getting. And also I want my brother to do some the household work that I am doing, that my brother should also do the same. Share the household work. That is what she wants. That is development for her. So you can see now it's shifting to a different paradigm. So for the girl, for the boy, for the farmer, and for the villager, for different people, different definitions and different aspirations and different desires came out for development. So things that are clear are: one, different persons can have different development goals, and two, what may be development for one may not be development for the other. It may be even destructive for the other. That means for one person, if development is something better, then for other person that same development might be even bad. Okay, now we talked about that Punjabi farmer who resided in Punjab and who was well enough to send their children to school. He wanted good quality education and life for their children, right? So for them, if we talk about destructive for the other, meanings that development might be destructive for the other people. वो किसी और people किसी और लोग के लिए यो जो डेवलपमेंट है वो अच्छा नहीं भी हो सकता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if we tell the farmers that the price of their crops has been increased, then the farmers are happy because they are selling the crops, right? But the people who are buying the crops, are they happy? No. The laborers, if we tell them that the price of the rice that you have been buying has been increased from 20 rupees per kilo to 40 rupees per kilo, or let's say 30 rupees per kilo, then will the farmer be happy? Yes, the farmer will be happy because the price is increasing. But here, the villager, the worker, the person who does not have any land, he will be in huge stress because he already desires work, and he already desires that he needs more wages to feed his family for getting proper meals, and he's not getting that. And in spite of that, increasing money on products such as fruits and vegetables and common things for the family, these are common things that a family needs, necessities, these are the necessities. So if in price is increased on these necessary items also, then it will be very difficult for them to survive. So now it will become destructive for them. So something which is development for the farmer, the rich Punjabi farmer, now became a destruction to the poor landless laborers, right? So that is why it says it may even be destructive for the other one. Alright, so the next topic is income and other goals. Now we'll talk about the rest of the topic and rest of the chapter tomorrow. But what I need you to do is I need you to go through this income and other goals, this topic, and then I want you to go through the examples stated earlier, and I want you to ask me questions based on that. What you didn't understand? Okay, so that we'll discuss in the session in the evening time. So that will be your job. Alright, so I hope you understood what I taught today, and whatever you didn't understood,